Yo, what's up friends? Welcome to the video. So this is a video I've been wanting to do for a really long time. Obviously not one like this, with this specific, but I've always wanted to do like a today in the internet type video. So actually what's going on in like the last 24 hours has been this really interesting development, and I think there's a really good discussion to be had here as far as like trauma dumping and what it is and like how it happens in a Twitch streamer's chat. Um, but so we have a Twitch streamer here who basically asked one of his viewers, he said, I haven't seen you in a really long time. Where have you been? She responded very honestly with, hey, I just lost my mom, and this is what ensued. So I want you guys to make a determination for yourself. Is this too much? Is this streamer expecting too much? Did she overshare? Is she trauma dumping here? Because I think there's definitely something to be said for trauma dumping does happen in Twitch streamer streams. It does, and it is very uncomfortable when it does. But was she really in the wrong here? Let's watch this and you let me know what you think.
In Spanish, and it's chef's kiss. All right. Curvy, where the fuck have you been? Oh my god. Well, tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about it in my chat. Because it's Friday. And that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my fucking chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest fucking bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you?
It seems like he's getting a little aggressive about it too, with her disagreement with his.
Bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it. See, there you go. Or Prom's response. Yeah, I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me for a younger woman, my house burnt down, and my car got stolen. So I've been a little bit busy. That's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God, like, like, you know.
See,
like,
I think
if someone asks, like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it. That's it.
See, I think what has a lot of people up in arms is just the general, I guess it seems to be like the lack of empathy in that statement. You know what I mean? He seems to get very upset about, this viewer sharing that their mother just passed away, but again, it's not coming from a place of she didn't seem to be vying for sympathy. She didn't seem to be, trying to bum everybody out, but it is something that recently happened in her life that she's dealing with, and it's the reason she's not been around, so it's just it's kind of astounding to me, like the reaction, I suppose. But again, we all make mistakes, and perhaps like there was more going on behind the scenes that we're not totally sure of. But I do want to know what other people think about this, because again, like trauma dumping is a real thing. Like I've been on Twitch for a very long time myself, and it really does happen. There are people that will come in and just just hit you with all sorts of like stories of like past traumas and abuse and stuff. And again, there is such a argument to be made for like Twitch chat and Twitch streamers are not licensed therapists. They're certainly not. This is not the space that you should be coming in if you really do need that kind of place to vent. You know what I mean? You are dumping that on someone that is ill prepared or ill equipped to deal with that. And sometimes it can even bring out, like someone else's trauma. You might bring things to the surface that other people have been trying to deal with and, compartmentalize or at least like deal with on their own terms. So I just personally in this one don't feel that she was in the wrong here for just responding with what she did. And I really don't. I think there is a discussion to be had here, but it's very interesting. So after this initial response in stream, and this whole thing blew up on Twitter, he finally did. The streamer actually made a response and said, in response to Nerdy Kirby and my reaction to the news that she shared in chat while I was live, my apologies to her. It was a very cunty reaction. I shouldn't have been such a douche. I was just annoyed from the repeated trauma dumping that had been happening to my stream that week. My mistake. Which, seems like he was owning up and taking a little bit of, credibility for it, or a little bit, just being like, okay, I did make a mistake. But right after that, apparently he made like kind of another like apology or response video. And you'll have to forgive me here for I'm obviously using Penguin or Moist's,
It is well
video.
known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered.
And again, was this really trauma dumping? Hey, my mom passed away. It doesn't seem like she went that far into it. You know what I mean? She didn't even bring up how she passed. It was just a quick, I haven't been around for this reason, moving on, and again, I think in that moment, most people would just be expecting empathy. You know what I mean? Most people would just be expecting someone to be like, I am so incredibly sorry to hear that, because you can address it in that regard and move on from there, like you can certainly show a level of empathy about it.
Or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch. The people that come to my channel often, they know this. They see it all the time. So that's something that I want to make sure everyone understands.
He directly blames. So again, he kind of doubled down on the original statement, even after making the apology. Basically said this was my mistake, but then also went on to make, I don't even know if you could really call it an apology video, because he never really even said he was sorry. And I guess from my point of view, I would just say in this instance, again, you've got a lot of people riled up. You got a lot of people upset. Everybody makes mistakes, and we all have bad reactions and takes sometimes, but just take some accountability. Like that's really the only way I think this streamer is going to come out clean from this entire situation. Just take some accountability. Say that you're sorry and move on. You know what I mean? Like if you really truly are sorry, just say you're sorry. It's that simple, but people just make it so much more than it actually is. Again, just a really interesting scenario. I really think it's gonna bring up and have more discussion on what it is to trauma dump in someone's chat, and like maybe get streamers thinking of how to deal with that. And again, it's never fun to actually deal with someone who is trauma dumping, but I feel like even calling this a trauma dump is a little, like over the top for what it actually was. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, I guess, or I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time ever doing a video like this. I really want to do a series like Today in the Internet, and this was what happened today in the internet. So let me know what you guys think about it. Sub if you like the content or just the stream of consciousness that it was, and take care of yourselves. Drink water, friends. Peace.